I think really being able to tap into that internal knowing is one of our superpowers. In fact, it's probably our biggest superpower, between that and compassion, because I think that's also a superpower. And when we can tap into our inner knowing and have compassion for ourselves, I don't think that there's anything that can stop us from living whatever life we want, living an inspired life, living an exciting life, living an adventurous life. It all comes from that place. And that's,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, but I think that's one of the keys to this.
Yeah. And I just want to point out that your inspired life could be living on an island, but it also could be being a stay-at-home mom. It could be, doing something that people are like, oh, well, that's not inspired. That's regular. That's not. If that's who you are, that living an inspired life is living a true life, true to what you need and want and what brings you joy. Yeah. And it doesn't have to be this big grandiose thing. It could be, and I want to encourage it if it is, because, it could be too big. It scares you and that you're like, oh, I could never. And I hear that all the time. But it could be something that is very much in front of you right now, but you haven't dedicated yourself or given yourself permission to be that at all the fiber of your being that you want to be that, and get rid of the guilt. I've been a working mom all my life, and I've known working women who have been riddled with guilt because they're not home with their kids. And then I know some stay-at-home moms that were riddled with guilt because they weren't working. Yeah. And, this is, and you say this on occasion, to be unapologetically who you are. And I think that that's really the crux of this inspired life. It doesn't have to be this big, huge thing. Yeah. It can be this very, very simple thing. Living a simple life would be just fine, would be great if it brings you joy and you get rid of all the noise around it. I think that is super important to point out to people so they don't get scared off that they have to sell their goods and pack up and move to
Exactly.
It's going to get crowded over here.
Exactly. And I would even take it a step further to say, maybe it's not even about, is it a big thing or is it a simple thing, but is it a thing that I want to be doing? And does it fit? Like, how does it feel in my body when I think about me doing that thing? Right. Because that's, I'm going to go back to this inner knowing, right? That is your inner knowing, which says, no matter what society calls it or how you judge it or how other people judge it, if it's for you, it's for you. And that's the leap that we take from living our lives the way we think we should, and we should all over ourselves all the time. Yes. It's that leap we take from the think we should to the what we truly feel inspired to be living.
Yeah.